Hi everybody, how are you? It's Mike Andrew once again providing a short video with practical insights as it applies to business and leadership. Recently I was talking to someone about an experience he had with some communication issues, negotiation issues, and the effect it had on the partnership and collaboration and so forth. So it made me think about the whole critical skill of listening. It's a topic I've talked about sometime in the past, but it really is a critical leadership skill. And not only is it a leadership skill, it's a life skill. I actually devote a whole chapter to the business and personal case of listening in that book, because it is a life skill as well as a leadership skill. You know, when you think of Stephen Covey and the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I'm sure you've heard of that book. One of the 7 habits that always resonated with me is seek first to understand, then to be understood. So make an effort to understand what the person's saying, then you have time to convey your views. It's one of the, I think, the most critical of the 7 habits in my opinion. And it affects everything. It affects clarity of communication, influencing negotiation, partnerships, collaboration. And actually it affects the ability, I think, of someone to accept no if no is the answer to the request. I want to give you a couple of personal examples. I had a business many years ago. For about 10 years, I had my own consulting practice. And there was a gentleman, a professor, I highly respected and liked very much. He was a good man, and he was one of the best classroom facilitators, case study facilitators I've ever seen. He was amazing. He's got his doctorate from Harvard. He taught at some of the big business schools. And he had a big contract with a client, major client, big computer company. He called me one day. He said, Mike, I cannot make one day, this coming week, there's one day I cannot make it because I have a commitment with another organization. Can you take my place for that one day? I said, sure. So we met with the client, and the client met me, and you know, the purpose was for them to feel comfortable with me, and we explained the role that I would play for the one day that Bill was going to leave and then fly back to continue the week. And the client said, that's good, but no, Bill, if you're going to miss one day, you're going to have to miss the whole week. We're not going to operate that way. So now I felt sort of uncomfortable because now I'm in the middle, but I did the whole week and got paid very nicely for it. Afterwards, the client came up to me and they said, we want you to take Bill's place. Now, I'm not even close to Bill. I wasn't even close to Bill's mastery of classroom facilitation, the case study method that they do in business schools. Not even close. Bill was the master. And I said to them, I said, I can't do that. Bill's a friend. I can't just come in and take this business away from him. And they said, well, we knew you would say that. But the fact is, we were going to take it away from him anyway, Mike. And we liked the way you facilitated these sessions. And I said, but why me? I mean, Bill's in a whole different league. They said, you listen. You listen. Bill didn't listen. And for whatever reason, he wouldn't listen to their requests, their ideas. But I listened. Just by simply listening, even though I wasn't even close to Bill's capability of facilitating a classroom, they gave me the business, which was very lucrative for me. And it lasted a number of years. Even at McKinsey, when I did my work with McKinsey teaches their consultants to build trusted relationships with their clients. And one of the key skills is listening. And they go through different exercises and role plays for listening. So I think we get it, right? We all know about listening is important, but how? How do you listen? Very simply. There's the what and the how. Acknowledge the what. Acknowledge what the person's saying. And how do you do that? By paraphrasing. So in other words, what I heard you say is, or, ask questions. Can you tell me more? Can you explain further? or the so what question, the implication question. So what does this mean? What does this mean for the team, for the organization? And also body language. We're experts at body language, all of us. We've all experienced when we're talking to someone and they're reading a message on their mobile. So they're listening more to their mobile than they are you or me. Or I've been guilty of this. People would be talking to me, not that I'm in a rush, but I'm curious what time it is, and I would look at my watch, and the second I do that, they say, are you in a rush? Do you have a meeting to go to? We're all experts. Everybody we deal with, we're all experts at body language. So that's the what, the what in terms of how to show that you're listening, paraphrasing. The how is not only are people communicating, but they're communicating with the tone. So you can reflect things like, I can see why you're upset, or you really are upset about that, or I can see how thrilled you are with that decision. Good for you. So paraphrasing and reflecting, paraphrasing the content, reflecting the emotion. Finally, the last thing I'll say, and I think many of you have probably heard this, we were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth, so in life and in business, we should use them proportionately. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.